Alice and the Creator's Secret. Chapter 5. Titus and I appeared in Yvonne's study room. Irene, Sophia, and Clyde were already there, waiting expectantly for us with the wise man of old, Clarissa, and Camden. Odette was sitting in the window bay playing with her teddy bear. The child glanced up for a moment, surprised by our sudden appearance, but then she stared out the window as a pixie flew by. My eyes tore away from Odette when I felt Sophia's gaze. The witch peered down at the shoes I wore. I almost felt guilty, but in the end it wasn't enough for me to hand the slippers over to her. Instead, I crossed my arms and looked at Irene. "So, what's it that you need to tell all of us?" She seemed a bit shaken up, but she got it out as I said, "We are facing darkness. It will consume everything until Fictitious is ruled by it, which we cannot allow." Her eyes traveled to the wise man of old who bade her to go on. Irene clasped her hands together, and I noticed that they were trembling. We must perform the ritual before the corrupted witches do. I need to gather women who show ample power in each of the 4 elements, earth, water, fire, and air. I have Sophia with me now, and well, I had a maiden for air until just recently. Titus and I shifted at this while Sophia's eyes burned into us. She took yet another glance at the silver shoes. Irene cleared her throat. "As for the 5th element, spirit, only a certain individual can take this spot. They must have the potential to master all elements." Camden frowned. "I don't understand. Can't we find some sort of weapon to kill darkness? Why do we have to do the ritual? Will it prevent the corrupted witches from performing it?" "Partly," said Irene, "but there is something much bigger at work here. I just hope all of you will agree when I say this as the original creator." "Spit it out then, sister," Clarissa said. In rushed words, Irene spoke her mind. "We need to destroy Fictitious. It is the only way for us to get rid of darkness." All jaws dropped except the wise man of old, Sophia, and Clyde's. Odette's as well, but the girl didn't understand what was going on. The rest of us looked at one another, agreeing on the same thing. Irene had lost it. Since when was destroying the whole world the best option? Was she only down in that kingdom preparing for Fictitious doomsday? Absolutely not. I forbid it. Camden shouted. Irene's expression didn't change as she responded, "Yes, it must. You're not seeing the entire picture here. Look at yourself, Camden. Look at Catherine. Your life isn't here. Your child isn't here. The 2 of you are married in this world, yes, but there is no Kyle. Kyle is here. Go look for him and Catherine in the garden. You said yourself, these worlds are connected." Irene's brows furrowed. "Camden, did you create? Never mind. It doesn't matter if this world is wiped out. All these people will still be alive in the real world. Don't you get it?" "Yes," I shouted at her. "I understand. I understand what you were doing in that strange kingdom. You were preparing for doomsday. And then you were stealing Clyde's affection while you were at it." Clyde and Clarissa made eye contact. Irene looked between the pair of them, shocked by what I just said. She stumbled over her words, but none of them made any sense. It was around this time that the wise man of old left the room. Camden and I both pressed down on Irene hard. She looked from the 2 of us, her eyes only saddened by what we said to her. Then she turned to something behind us. We whirled around to see black smoke creeping toward us. "You're the darkness we need to destroy," Camden declared, looking at Irene as the black smoke avoided them and continued to approach her like it was her pet. "Camden, you can't possibly think," she began. "I do," he said, turning away from the black smoke that neared her. Irene's eyes went to her sister's, Clarissa. Her sister stayed silent. She finally shook her head, telling Irene she thought the same as Camden and me. The smoke crept closer to Irene, and her breathing became rapid as she stepped away from it, grabbing onto Sophia's hand. Irene glanced at her sister one last time as she said to her, "Odette is our fault. If only you could open your eyes to reality. Dreams are wonderful, but you always have to wake up." Then, with a blink of an eye, Irene disappeared with Sophia. With them, the black smoke dissipated as well, convincing us further that she had been the cause. She was the very darkness she sought to destroy. If she truly was the creator, she would not seek her world's destruction. She had fallen, and it would be up to us to save the world. "You're all fools, the lot of you," Clyde huffed as he headed for the door. "I'm leaving for Perry. You can do what you like." Clarissa watched him go. I could tell her heart was breaking. After barely meeting Irene, he had taken her side over Clarissa's. And for what? Because he thought Irene was the creator of the world? A goddess to be praised? No, there was a reason Irene didn't like the title goddess or divine one. Even the creator did not suit her. She did not create this world, she only manipulated it. "Alice," Titus said tenderly, "where is Irene headed?" I quickly went over to one of the scrolls in the room and pulled out a map of Terranil. I pointed at the island where the bleeding Malsuns dwelt. She was looking at this island. "I assume that's where this pendant is. If we want to stop her and the other coven, we need to get there first." "No offense, Alice," Clarissa said, "but whether my sister is the creator or darkness, she is powerful. She'll most likely already be there and in possession of the pendant." I looked Clarissa dead in the eyes. "Well, we don't know for sure. There may be other useful items there as well, and I'm not giving up on this world even if she has." "What about Odette?" Clarissa asked, glancing at the child. "Bring her with us. The safest place for her is under your watch. We don't know who is loyal to your sister and who isn't." She nodded, picking up her niece. Our group then went out of the room and got ready to take down the new threat. Irene was the darkness she herself warned us about. The more steps I took, the more I forgot about the words Irene said to me. My heart hardened, closing her advice out. She was the enemy, and she brought it upon herself. End of History of Fictitious. Volume 3.